And good evening. Welcome back to the Fairmont Festival at Bahrain Algae Astro. To start, we have Fairmont High School girls on the ball and Springfield now on the ball. They are in the blue kit with Fairmont in the white and green kit. We should be in for an exciting game to finish off the day of hockey. I am in commentary here with Ian Swart. How are you doing today?
I'm doing phenomenal. It's a good evening here in Fairmont today. For good hockey happening now.
Fairmont trying to capitalize on a circle entry, still have it. With a little tussle inside the circle, Springfield come away with a 16. Quick counter attack, unfortunately dispossessed. Fairmont on attack again. Great little bit of quick succession going forward at the moment. Hope to see a great rest of the game. Fairmont getting a long corner. Ian, what do you think your score predictions are for this final game of the day?
To be honest with you, I think it's going to be a very tight game. I think both sides are very good, and there's very much potential to be very much goal driven. So it's going to be a very tight game, and excited to see what's happening throughout the results of it.
Great, so a little attack fizzled out there. Springfield on the ball on the sideline. Fairmont putting a little bit of pressure on at the moment, allowing to get a free hit on the sideline. Today, as our captain for Fairmont girls, we're looking at Jordan Moses and our vice captain Jordy Sutcliffe. On our Springfield girls side, our captain is Jade Velosa and our vice captain is Anna Bella Creya.
Let's quickly see how Fairmont can build up here under a long corner.
Must say it is great to see hockey finally back after the last 18 to 19 months of being through a difficult time in COVID situations. But I'm sure you, Ian, are super excited to be able to hear and see players playing the sport that they love.
Yeah, Andrew, I must say it's quite difficult to get back into a routine, and then all of a sudden you have to stop your routine, especially as a coach. So it's quite difficult, and it's quite good to see how our players can be so physically on the field and be so composed, especially with all these breaks we had during COVID.
I'm on Indeed too.
Springfield getting the free hit in their own defensive 23, trying to play it out off the sideline. Great little individual skills there from Fairmont, trying to put the ball to the top of the D, and unfortunately is dispossessed. Springfield looking like they want to get on the counter attack. Great interception there from number 12 of Springfield, bringing a circle entry. Great save by the keeper. Back to Springfield. Umpire calling for a bit of danger there just outside the circle. Game is looking to be end-to-end hockey at the moment. Who do you think would possibly create the first goal?
Yeah, it's a bit difficult. You can see both teams are vice versa, but you can also see Fairmont is definitely having more circle entries on their hand. So let's see how they can kind of overlap and try to be more an advantage to Springfield.
just getting the players to make sure the ball is taken on the right spot. When it comes to a bit more of areas where we need to be a little bit more critical on that, the players at least know that is happening throughout the whole field. It allows the communication just to be a little bit easier between players and umpires. Great little interplay there between Springfield. Umpire once again not happy with where it is taken. Great transfer, the ball from Springfield back down the left side, looking to make a circle entry and have done so. And great defense there from the Fairmont girls, holding their structure and winning a free hit inside their own circle. Umpire just making it clear to the Springfield girls that they do not want them to push the ball after the whistle. Does create a disadvantage to teams that want to take the ball quicker. Fairmont taking it quickly. Umpires not wanting any of that non-5 tackles and are just making clear. Great bit of play there from Fairmont's number 4, Jordan Moses, the captain. Great ball inside the circle and creating a short corner. First one of the game. Ian, from your side, what do you think would be your first shooting option?
Yeah, it's very difficult. Especially coming from a senior player of hockey, it's usually going for a drag flick. But let's see what Fairmont can take out here for us.
Fairmont setting up with 2 castles. Should most likely go to the first castle. And actually the second. Taking the drag flick. Great save by the keeper onto the foot of the postman of Fairmont and coming out with a 16. Well, what do you think, Ian, in terms of drag flicks? So would you tell your players, oh, we've got dispossession, great save by the keeper. Fairmont coming back with the ball. Great tackle there from Springfield, holding their line. And finally getting it out clearly. Just from back on that, Ewan, do you think drag flicks, we would want to maybe let our players flick more to the right than the left, or is your left side the way to go?
I think it's always very important as a striker to pre-screen and to know your opponents before you play. So it's important to know your goalkeeper and the waves that they run as well. So that will definitely give you more an advantage on the way to flick, more to the left, more to the right, more to the bottom corners and so on as well. So usually me as a coach, I'll also just have 2 drag flickers and just give them good deeds to do on the field.
Springfield unfortunately losing the ball within their own circle. Being as a keeper, when you set up for a short corner, do you set yourself up more to your left or your right, and why would that be?
As a keeper, it's more or less, it's very important to feel comfortable in your goals and in your pads. So, for example, the short corner, I would definitely recommend to put myself on the right side and have a nice old postman on my left, and then have some 3 waves running out. So, gives me more space, and gives more area to see the ball, and also gives me more of a dominant area to kind of save the ball, get behind my post player.
Fairmont on the attack down the right side, playing the ball through the middle, unfortunately not making any connecting passes. And Fairmont back on the ball with Springfield on the counter attack. Let's see if they can get the ball, and unfortunately haven't been too successful on getting the ball into the attacking 23. Umpire not happy there with a bit of hands in the back. You know, we love to see hockey being somewhat of a semi-contact sport, but yeah, unnecessarily they don't want to see that on the field, and great to see the umpires are putting that to their attention very early in the game. As we come to the last 2 minutes of the game, for the first chukker, we're sitting at 0-0 between Springfield girls and Fairmont girls. Fairmont struggling to make connections, that becoming an advantage to Springfield, who are on the attack, and unfortunately gets fizzled out. Yeah, and as we come to the close of the first quarter, seeing as there hasn't been any goals on the scoreboard, what do you think would be going through the coaches on both sides? Even though they've only got 2 minutes to chat, what do you think would be something quick to give to each side?
My personal opinion would be definitely to be composed.
And Fairmont coming away with a short corner within the last 35 seconds. We most likely will see the last bit of play being played here for the first quarter. So I think from Fairmont's side, it'll be great for them to bank one goal to go 1-0 up in the first chukker. Ewan, do you think we're going to follow the same as the second castle? Because it doesn't seem like we have our drag flicker on the castles.
Let's see. It's always good to have a variety.
A little bit of miscommunication there, and still able to get away with it, and they just are in time for a third short corner. So when it comes to short corners, the rule used to be that the ball, the second time it goes out the D, it will then end the short corner, but we have now gone with new rules that the ball has to leave the 5 meter. A little bit of tussles, and unfortunately ball going just wide of the goal box, and that is the end of the first quarter of Springfield versus Fairmont.
Just to get back on the feedback I'll give on halftime, or not halftime, after the first quarter, it's very important to also to stay composed. It's important to also keep possession on the ball, be more structured with your passing and overlapping in the different sides of the field. So I'll definitely highly recommend that as a coach now, and just to keep the ball on our sticks and in our position.
And welcome back to the Fairmont Festival at the Brian Algie Astro. We are in the second quarter with Fairmont on the ball currently, trying to make a circle entry and getting a short corner within the first minute of the second chukker. We had a 0-0 first quarter, great end-to-end hockey. Seeing as this is Springfield's first game of the day, Ian, do you think that Springfield might have the better legs coming towards the end of the game?
Yeah, it could be so, but also it depends on the fitness levels. But we'll see. I think currently they're doing a lot of good ball carries, and yeah.
A little bit of miscommunication at the top D, but at least able to get a reward, putting it back on the first runner's foot. Great to see the girls having a second sort of option to take when stuff goes wrong at the top of the D. Let's see if they can sort it out. Little slip to the left, unfortunately deflection going straight into our own foot, and Springfield get away. To those that are joining us on YouTube, we appreciate your support. We would love to see your comments of support on the comment section, and if you have any questions you would like to send our way, please feel free and we'll try and answer it the best as possible. Any score predictions, we love to see who has the most, should we say, the most energy for their team to get the better score at the end of the day. With Fairmont unfortunately losing 3-1 to Somerset College earlier, do you think that will play negatively or become an advantage in terms of determination to win this game to end the day off? What do you think on that, Ian?
Yeah, so it has its pros, it has its cons. It depends on the mindset. I think it's also very important as a coach, in the philosophy of that, to be able to work on your players on how we can improve, and also it's obviously going to be an emotional take on players as well, knowing that you lost the game, but it's also good to see how you can progress and come back.
Fairmont receiving the ball on the halfway line, great little hatch pass, great run down the sideline, and then on to our 16, and now able to get a long corner. Springfield on the ball at the moment. Fairmont looking a little bit despondent as a team, not making connections, and unfortunately it seems to be just hurting a little bit as Springfield are just putting a little bit more pressure on them. Hopefully we can see a little bit more determination coming from the Fairmont girls. Ian, from your side, what do you think usually gets teams out of that a little slump where they are struggling to just connect as a team?
Yeah, I just honestly think it's fitness. It's important to stay fit, and as long as you lose concentration when you're exhausted, and as soon as you lose concentration, your head goes down. You don't really look up for that non-verbal communication. So it's very important to also just take time, stay with the ball, and look up and to see for your available passes.
Springfield running it down the baseline, great 45 ball in, unfortunately getting a little touch from the Fairmont stick to disrupt the pass and putting it on the foot of the Springfield attacker. Fairmont now with a 16. See if they can get a little bit of connected passes together and be able to get the ball up as a team. Springfield looking to transfer the ball from the left to right and unfortunately becoming unsuccessful. Number 11 from Fairmont, Miller taking the ball into the circle and great little spin there to get their team a short corner. Seeing as they haven't been able to make anything with their drag flicks and slip lefts, do you think they will try and continue and pursue to actually get it to work, or do you think they might variate it to maybe the right side?
Yeah, it's important to just to know what's working and what's not working. So let's see how that goes, and maybe a variety will come to show.
Back to the slip left. This time, Springfield girls realizing it and putting themselves in the way of the slip left. Great counter attack from Springfield. Ball onto Springfield. Great slide tackle from the keeper and allowing the defender to get a great backstick clearance. Even as a keeper, is it always great to have a little slip and slide there on the field? Does it make it better when it's raining, or was it fine now?
Yeah, it's not all about the weather. It's about the whole scenario in the field that you're in with. I think the keeper did very well there to step off a line and put some pressure on that ball, as there was a player on it as well. So good from the keeper to step out, good save.
Well, when deciding to step out as a keeper, obviously, once you step off your line, it becomes a bit dangerous. The ball goes behind you. What are the factors that you might think about when it coming into a slide, or is it just something you go, oh flip, I actually need to do it? And Fairmont coming away with a green card to their number 6, Amy Smith.
Yeah, just coming back to when to slide and when not to slide. I always tell my keepers that I coach, it's important to always stay on the feet. I think as soon as you go down on your legs and you're completely out of the game, it's important to just step on the ball and put pressure on that. But also, if the worst case scenario, is important to just get that ball out. So if it's a slide or a step out, So just in making the right decisions as well. So.
All right. So as we are coming to the last 4 minutes of Q2, Fairmont currently sitting with one man down, getting a green card. For those that just would like to know, 2 minutes when we get a green card, we give them 2 minutes in the sin bin, and our yellow cards start at 5 minutes and increments of 5 minutes. So that's under the discretion of the umpire, and depending on the severity of the tackle or any incident within the field, they can decide then on the timing. Fairmont still putting the pressure on Springfield, even with a man down. Great individual skills there from Miller, and unfortunately straight onto the keeper with a great clearance. Even in times like this where a team is a man down, do you kind of change your tactics in terms of attacking against a team like that, or do you just stick to your plan and just use the gaps when seen?
It's always very important, especially when you're man down, is to always be more defensive instead of offensive. So I'd rather push a player back, depends on which player is off, and rather play two center strikers up front. Just give you a bit more advantage from the back to transfer the ball and to choose a chance to go up in it.
And from an attacking side, would you possibly move one of your defenders up and play with an attacking defender, or would you still keep to your standard structure that you started the game with?
It's important to know which format you play. If you play with a free man in the middle, you can obviously send that player into one of the positions and play without a free man. So you always will have an advantage in either side, so offensive or defensive. So yeah, it's just sticking to that plan.
Love to hear the coaches getting involved with their players, letting them know what they can and cannot do. Jon, do you think being a coach, do you see players respond to that, or do they sort of during a game just switch off in terms of what's around and just try and focus on what's happening?
It's important to always listen to your coach, especially with some key word elements that comes out of that. So it's important to have singular words that knows a specific thing for your players. So just to shout that out and not to be too critical on that. So it's very important to know and to listen to your coach as well from the start.
Hearing a little bit of frustration coming from the players here. I'm sure they will enjoy the 5 minutes break just to get their heads straight. I think both teams are looking good, but just not making that final connection, which seems to be the downfall to both teams as we go into the end of the second quarter with the scores still deadlocked at 0-0. Springfield looking for that final attack. Great bit of defensive work there from Fairmont. And to end the chukker, to end the first half, we will be on a 5-minute break and we will be chatting to you guys in the next few minutes. and welcome back to the Brian Algie Astro at the Belgotex Sports Fairmont Festival, here with the final game of the day 2 with Springfield versus Fairmont. Springfield in the blue kit and Fairmont in the white and green kit. We have started the third chukker with the score still deadlock at 0-0. For those that are joining us on YouTube, thank you for the support. We'd love to hear your support in the comment section. So please feel free to put your comments in. If you have any questions for us, please put that in the comment section and we'll try and answer it as best as possible. So Ian, start of the second half, both teams kind of being end to end, but not really making any final connections to get that opening goal and put them in front. From your side, what do you think would be going on? What would have happened in the team talks between both coaches?
Especially from both sides, it's important to let players know that they should not stand still and be static. Be more of a dynamic player and show more where you want the ball, especially creating spaces and overlapping as well. I think overlapping is going to be a very much more advantage phase to go into, especially when you want to counter attack, or even if you want to build up in one of the channels.
Fairmont fighting hard within their defensive 23 and getting a free hit out of it on the left side of the field. Seems to be going a little bit of Springfield's way at the moment. Hopefully we can see a nice counter attack coming back from Fairmont. Springfield down the left side, driving, playing a 2v1, getting in the circle, and great defensive work there from Fairmont. Unfortunately, giving the ball back to Springfield, who's looking to use that to their advantage. Fairmont trying to find a way in a very structured Springfield team, asking for a foot, and looked like it was going to carry on, but in the end got the free hit. Even back when we used to be able to play, did you enjoy playing during the day, or did you enjoy the light atmosphere? And do you think, obviously, with COVID playing effect here, it's not as maybe exciting as it used to be under the lights, or do you think the players are just more keen to be back on the field?
Someone on number 10. Someone on 10. Go forward now! Forward! Go, Robert!
And we're back. Just a little interval there. Fairmont looking to make an attack from their halfway line. Seems to be not too many connections being made this far. I'm sure the girls will get comfortable on the ball soon again and be able to show us what they're made of, because I'm sure both teams have a lot more to give than what's going on at the moment. Just back onto the light situation. Do you enjoy the atmosphere and the lights there, Ian?
Yeah, I must say it's always, as a high school player and also as a senior player,
and we are back there with a shot at goal, which unfortunately just went to the left, getting a touch off the Springfield defender, allowing Fairmont to get a second chance with a long corner. See if they can find a way through this structured defense of Springfield that is on show at the moment.
Cool. Just back on that the lights again. Yeah, before COVID, it was always a vibe to play underneath the lights, and especially with a massive crowd. I think that the crowd also makes a difference to your playing and to your playing abilities. So yeah, it's definitely always a good thing to play when the lights is on and during the evening, especially on a nice evening like tonight as well.
Fairmont trying to make a tackle and force a bad tackle just outside the D from Springfield, and we're able to upgrade it into a short corner. The coach of Fairmont, being Bryce West, just having a little chat there to the umpire, asking maybe the other team should get a card as well, seeing as Fairmont picked up a 2-minute green card within the second chucker. Fairmont setting up with 2 castles, looking to go to the second castle, but move to look like a third castle. Haven't seen that move being played in a while. It's great to see it. It definitely tricked me as well, but unfortunately wasn't able to come up with a goal out of that. Just to show you on that, we had Fairmont Amy Smith on the ball, then was dispossessed and made a effort to get back and made a tackle, which then allowed the players, which allowed Fairmont to then still keep the ball within the 23 of Springfield. Ian, is that one thing that you try and sort of drill into your players, once losing the ball, still making the effort to get back to either make the second tackle or get into a position that they can make a tackle at another opportunity?
Yeah, it's important when you lose the ball is to fix your problems. It's important to also break down the play, especially if there's a 2v1 scenario or a 3v2 scenario. It's always important to break play because you can always have your players pulling back and having more supportive systems.
Fairmont look like they're on full steam ahead at the moment, not allowing Springfield to get the ball over the halfway for the last, probably say 5 minutes. Sure looks like Fairmont's definitely want to get that first goal on the cards, and just to feel, I think, a little bit more relaxed and try and see if they can get a game. Great ball straight into the box, but coming off Kate Boyer, off the keeper, and getting a great clearance.
You're on 240! Alex, you're on. Come on.
Hitting the foot of the Springfield defender just outside the D and allowing Fairmont to make, let's see if they can get a set play in here and allow themselves to score a spectacular goal. Ball being lifted, but no danger as it's going straight into the same players. But Fairmont collecting the ball inside the circle and creating another opportunity to score off a short corner. Fairmont setting up with two castles. Ewan, from me, it looks like we might be going to the second castle for a nice drag flick there from Mila. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, let's see what happens. Could be going both ways. Maybe a variety as well.
And getting finally a nice drag flick away by the number 4 of Fairmont, being Jordan Moses, and then great save there off the keeper from Kate Boyers. And Springfield now getting away with a 16, trying to take it quickly. Fairmont up to the task and trying to get the ball back. Umpire blowing the whistle and giving a card through to the Springfield. We'll get back to you on the number. We have number 13 of Springfield being Jodie Hall, picking up a card for a bad tackle after it has been warned in the first half, in the second chucker. With Springfield being down one man, I'm pretty sure in this fourth and final chucker we'll see a full press coming from Fairmont. Being still time left on the card when we enter the fourth chucker, we will be playing with a man down on the Springfield side and a full squad on the Fairmont side. We've come to the end of the third chucker with the scores still deadlock at 0-0, and we would be interesting to see what our coaches can give to their players in this next 2 minutes, just to give them that last motivation to come up on top in this final chucker. And welcome back to the fourth and final chucker of the Belgotex Sports Fairmont Festival, Springfield versus Fairmont. Just would like to apologize with the keepers' names being switched around. We had Georgia in goals within the third chukker, doing a great job, and has now been substituted with Kate to finish off the final chukker for them. I'm sure she'll be excited to keep it with a clean sheet. To those that may have just joined us, we have Fairmont in the green and white, and we have Springfield in the blue kit. We are sitting at a deadlock at 0-0 after 3 chukkers. Both sides are looking to be very aggressive on the counter-attack and great on the defense, which is surely a struggle for both teams making those final connections. Ewan, coming into this final chukker, what team do you think looks likely to score first? We might even have Fairmont right here. Fairmont giving a great run down the baseline and giving a nice 45 ball onto the foot of Springfield to get a short corner.
I could definitely see that Fairmont has been, from the start of this 4th chukker, been quite up it with getting up front to be more offensive and more dominating the area. So they can see there's a bit of an oomph, and I can see they can still push through.
Fairmont with the injection. A little bobble on the stop and swinging just past the ball, creating danger, and Springfield coming out with a 3 hits. Fairmont turned straight back to get the ball, bringing the ball back straight into the circle, looking for another attack. Great pickup there from Miller, and great clearance there from Springfield. Fairmont looking to take it quickly, a lot of shouting from the bench. And with Springfield not being 5 from the free hit being taken quickly, forcing them team to suffer a short corner.
Get an outcome, please. This is not that 20, it's shorty.
Still sitting with 2 castles, but our 2 flickers have changed positions. Ewan, I think it could be a smart move. Now you wouldn't really know which one's going to drag flick. Let's see if we going first castle. Miller with the slap, and great defense there from Springfield, getting a deflection off, and Fairmont looking to try take a quick long corner. Players not looking that they are ready.
Just getting back on the 2 castles there as well. It's important to know your players and remember the face as well as keeper. So it's important to know what they're able to do and what they're special in doing as well.
A little tussle on the P spot. Ball's flicked. Great save there from Kate Boyers and gaining a free hit for Springfield. So if for Ian, we have over there, we saw a perfect example. 2 castles. We had both drag flickers set up, and the ball had gone to the first castle for the couple of times before for a drag flick. And when you've switched players around like that, and you as a team know that both players can drag flick, what would you say to your first runner? Would you pick a castle or just running towards the middle?
It's important for you as a coach to tell your player to run in your BBG line. So it's important to run in your ball body and goal line. So the first wave should always run straight for that ball and always have the ball in line with the goals as well.
Great pass across the field and great defense there from Fairmont to allow a miss hit, not even to hit the ball and gain a free hit. I see a comment in there from Anna Cho. Come on Fairmont, please score for Lauren Whittaker. It's her birthday, sweet 16. Happy birthday to Lauren Whittaker. Let's see if Fairmont can make that happen. Fairmont just mistrapping it and make it a little bit dangerous, giving Springfield the chances to be able to set up again and look to move the ball upfield. Fairmont still trying to find a way through the defense of Springfield on the right side of the field. Springfield still keeping it strong. It's great to see the girls not losing their structure in precious times like this. Goes to show how much effort and time the girls, especially with the coaches in their practices, to make sure that this happens. A little bit of mini game situation happening there for Springfield. Shows that if you practice enough, you make it look easy. It's great to see that. Fairmont on the attack down the right side, unfortunately not making connections, and Springfield looking to make a counter attack down their left side of the field. And as we see, a yellow card is given to number 10 of Springfield, that being Megan Abandon. Sorry if I'm pronouncing the surname incorrectly. Picking up a 5-minute yellow card there for a breakdown tackle with inside the halfway line. We've been seeing sort of the same offence has been given a unfortunate card. Ewan, do you think it comes down to maybe a little bit of fatigue in these last couple of quarters, that players are getting a little bit less getting a less sharper on their tackles, and obviously then being a disadvantage to the teams?
Yeah, I must say everyone is quite frustrated to have coaches screaming on you in the last 3 minutes, and then now you have to push. It's important to just keep ahead, and especially with the last seconds, and maybe get that final little goal.
On the back stick, great save, great clearance, but Fairmont able to collect it back and make another attack down the left side. Forced through into the circle, top tee, and we have ourselves the first goal of the game. With 3 minutes and 20 seconds left, Fairmont leading 1-0 over Springfield. And getting there with the goal scorer of Fairmont, we have Isabella Brown, bringing Fairmont onto the scoreboard, leading 1-0.
Keep it simple. Keep it simple.
Ewan, coming now into the last couple minutes of the game, being 1-0 up from a Springfield side of things, do you think you're going to want to go full press and try and get that goal back, leaving your defenders maybe a little bit vulnerable? Or what would your goal plan be to try and get the scores level?
I would honestly try to overlap in my forwards, especially in our offensive side. It's important to throw more longer passes and harder balls to the front and overlap in that scenario as well. So it's important to see the gap and just play more of a river ball hockey game.
From the Fairmont side of things, you think they're gonna want to park the bus or still apply that pressure onto Springfield?
Look, especially being a few minutes left of this game, I would recommend just to kind of park the bus and play more for a half-court press, and just focus more on the counter-attack rather than just forcing the ball forwards.
On the YouTube comments, we have Anatra going, well done, congrats guys. It looks like that birthday wish might come in handy. As we here for a second, and we have ourselves a second goal just before the end of the game, making the score 2-0 to Fairmont. Goal coming from Isabella Brown, making that her second goal of the game and giving the victory to Fairmont 2-0. And welcome to the post-match chat here with our player of the match, Isabella. How did you feel after that game?
I think it was a really good game for all of us in the beginning. Started off slow, but then we got our pace going, and After it, I think we worked really hard as a team together and did really well. We played really well together.
That's great. Yeah, it looked like you guys were a little bit frustrated in the beginning there. It's great to see that you girls got ahead of it. Is it great to be back on the field after 18 months?
It was very awesome being back together with the team, and to play again is very nice. Yeah,
That's good. And you excited for the rest of the tournament to come?
very excited.
Awesome. Good luck with that.
Thank you.